Hello everyone, and welcome to Hyperanalyzing LCS, the series where I discuss the biggest macroplays and smallest microplays from the LCS, and give attention to the tiniest details that can decide the outcome of the game. This week, we look at some plays from Week 8 of the 2021 LCS Summer Split. A long game between 100 Thieves and CLG ended with this fight at the Baron Pit.
Now they're forcing on 100 Thieves. CLG have the possibility to turn themselves here. Wild Turtle, Ash Arrow is up.
TPing now, here's Demonte. Somebody can't join us, the 5v4 for CLG. Arrow hits FBI, but he cleanses it off, and now the Baron is going to be it. Demonte gets it, but can CLG get out safely? Finn is trying to do what he can, but who he is low is Broxer. Kicks in FBI. That is such a good play. Gives away his life to kill that one, and now Finn is trying to pop off. But FBI gets a kill on the other end of it there as the shotgun comes through for closer. Somebody over the top of the ulti trying to make it happen. Smoothie is going to get shredded to pieces. 100 Thieves actually going to get them all at the end of it. Despite the Baron, they strip them all. It's a quadra kill for closer.
CLG starts the Baron, and a teleport advantage means this is a 5v4 as Someday walks up from bot lane. Before the fight even begins, both the Varus and Leona ults are whiffed to the left side of the Baron pit. However, Wild Turtle's enchanted crystal arrow gets instantly cleansed by FBI, and CLG is still trapped in the pit. Smoothie's Unbreakable blocks a lot of damage, and his Glacial Fissure interrupts Huhi's engage. Right now, or arguably even earlier, would be a good time for Demonte to start channeling Realm Warp to get the team out of danger. There are not many abilities in the 100 Thieves that can interrupt Realm Warp. Solar Flare and Chain of Corruption already missed, and with Huhi's engage being stuffed, the only threat left is Syndra's Scatter the Weak, and if Demonte is really concerned, he can flash over the wall to ensure that Realm Warp goes off. CLG takes a lot more poke before Demonte actually starts to channel Realm Warp, and when he does, Broxer is going in to get a kick on FBI, which, to his credit, is a very good kick. The problem is CLG is completely split now. An earlier Realm Warp would have saved at least 4 if not all 5 members of CLG. Instead, CLG now have 3 people teleporting out, while 2 people are committed to the fight. Even that wouldn't be too bad, since they secured the Baron buff and would be able to defend their base. But in trying to finish off FBI, Wild Turtle ends up ever so slightly outside of the Realm Warp, and now Demonte and Smoothie want to come back to the fight to save him. Finn does a good job to get the Varus soul and then burst down Abbedagge, but Closer does a lot of damage and Someday has finally made it to the fight. Gwen at this point in the game is not scared of diving into 3 people, as Someday gets them all low, and Closer is able to flash the wall and get the final 2 kills, resulting in a quadra kill as 100 Thieves is then able to close out this game. 20 minutes into this game, Golden Guardians looks to be in position to pick up a big upset victory over TSM, but TSM is able to turn the game with this fight in the top lane.
For as long as he can, and hoover up all the farm, but Golden Guardians actually just looking straight for the siege here. TSM going to have to defend 4v3, and I don't know if that's going to really happen. Lost moving in, lights are out. That's Licorice going to be on top of the lantern, but he can't quite grab it. And off to the other side, it's Speaker going to take out Licorice. It's iconic. Forced to ult away, and Power Evil does join it. Yeah, they are going to go for it. Everyone in the pool! And now Stixxay going to be forced to flash away. TSM ripping through the rest of Golden Guardians, and Stixxay's untouched, but he can't shoot back either. It's TSM finding 4 kills. That could be buried.
Golden Guardians start the fight by diving the top lane tier 2 tower. The main target is Sword Art, but his stopwatch prevents Chime from locking him down with his hook. Huni uses Paranoia as Power of Evil teleports in from bot lane, and a Blaze Olive teleports in from the other side of the guard wall. The Golden Guardians now want to disengage from this fight, but TSM do a very good job preventing that from happening. Iconic gets hit by a nice chain of corruption by Lost on the other side of the wall, and Huni uses Paranoia's dash to try to finish him off, forcing a defensive ult out of Iconic. Licorice gets a lantern thrown at him, but Sword Art hooks him back and drops a control ward on the lantern, blocking Licorice from clicking on it. Sword Art also ults Licorice to keep him stuck there even longer, and TSM is able to finish off 1 kill. The fight briefly looks like it's over, but TSM wants to push their advantage. Power of Evil starts channeling Realm Warp into the middle of Golden Guardians, and all 5 TSM members take the teleport. This has the potential to be really bad since all 5 TSM players are grouped up and making a fairly telegraphed entrance into the middle of the GG team, but the Golden Guardians don't have the tools to punish that. Volibear's ult was just used defensively. A 2-item Jinx is going to do decent damage over time, but won't burst down an entire team, and all of their main card control abilities, Volibear's Thundering Smash, Thresh's Death Sentence, and Silas's Abduct, can only hit 1 target. So TSM teleports in without taking much punishment, and a huge trade of flashes follows, with Huni and Power of Evil flashing onto Stixxay, who flashes away, and Iconic flashing into TSM while Lost flashes away from a Blaze Olive. Once all the flashes happen, Swordart is the only TSM member whose health is low enough that he can be killed, while everyone on GG except for Stixxay have no chance to escape. TSM cleans up the kills, winning the fight 4-for-1 and picking up the Baron, allowing them to regain control in this game. As Evil Geniuses push with Baron buff into the TSM base, TSM finds an engage, but EG turn it around with a brutal combo to win the game.
Damage with your double cannon minions. TSM don't have a great way of killing those off. This should be 2 lanes wide open.
All right, does the Contracts want to dive this one in? We got Huni going, kick flash, they're gonna find one, and they delete Jizuke! But in the backside, the Diana combo comes across and nearly gets rid of TSM's health bars, but they are still alive. PoE gets a stopwatch to his face, Danny immunes it, and now a duel between Impact and Huni goes all the way of Evil Geniuses. And just like that, TSM are left with 2. Heroics from Huni, but the answer back was so much better. Evil Geniuses continue their winning ways. They take a win over the number 2 team, and they are 1 game behind a playoff bye.
Evil Geniuses have taken down the mid lane inhib and are now threatening the bot lane. TSM knows they must engage soon, and Huni finds a fantastic kick using Resonating Strike to the minion and making a sharp turn to safeguard to a ward, then flashing behind Jizuke to kick him back into the TSM team, and Jizuke immediately gets eliminated. However, as this happens, Contracts finds a great angle to dive into the rest of TSM, pulling back 4 with Moonfall right as Danny's Mega Inferno Bomb is about to land on the TSM carries. Those 2 abilities alone take 4 members of TSM below half health, forcing them to retreat and leave Huni to die. Danny's Stasis blocks all of the Syndra ult, and Power of Evil gets tagged by the edge of the minefield, which ensures his death. EG is also able to chase down Spica in the base as Impact finishes off Huni. With 4 EG players still incredibly healthy, they are able to end the game without issue. Even though EG instantly lost one of their carries to start off this fight, the combo from Contracts Diana and Danny's Ziggs was enough to guarantee a fight win, as it made it easy for the Evil Geniuses to clean up 3 kills despite being outnumbered and secure the victory. The GG vs TL game came down to a 42-minute teamfight where it looked like the Golden Guardians might have found a game-winning engage, but it was Team Liquid that managed to win the fight and the game.
Take some of the vision, but there's a ward inside the pit. TL still knows what's going on.
Yeah, I just don't see this Baron take working. I mean, Iconic is kind of getting chipped down. They're back onto it now, but Licorice is sectioned off, and Chime is trying to go for a long wraparound, but it's going to take him a long time to even get there.
Well, at least the Blaze Olive can take damage forever. Iconic want to walk right back in.
They don't see Chime.
No. When does Chime get it? Goes in on a 2. Is it enough with Titanic coming across the rest? Core JJ, it's going to be a 1-for-1. Diana's down, but so is Set. Tactical dives into the Stixxay. The flash misses, and Team Liquid clean house. Golden Guardians have 1 left alive. Licorice is on his way out. Kills a barrel. He is running, but he's slowed. And that man will try to deal some damage, but he is down. Team Liquid take the kills. The Bud Light Ace and the TP into the mid lane.
The Golden Guardians are trying to set up this fight long before the fight actually starts, as Chime and Licorice are looking for a flank for a very long time. Originally, Chime is looking for the engage from below Team Liquid, but he doesn't see an opportunity, and TL is doing a good job preventing Licorice from diving their backline. Eventually, Chime gives up with this angle and starts a long loop around the Baron pit. TL, particularly Core JJ, continues to zone away Licorice, but they have completely lost track of Chime, who jumps out of Fog of War and finds a 2-man stun with Attract and Repel, and gets the Crashdown knockup and Magnet Storm on both of the TL marksmen, Jensen and Tactical. And then the engage kinda fizzles. There are many reasons why this happens. First, there's the duel of the junglers. Diana's ult, Moonfall, is perhaps the most important spell in the entire GG team, and it's the spell that will turn Chime's engage into a win. However, right before Chime goes in, Armeo's explosive cask knocks Iconic away from the fight further into the Baron pit. Iconic still wants to follow up Chime's engage, but as he flashes out of the Baron pit, his attempt to engage is met by Armeo's body slam, and Iconic falls before he even gets a chance to ult, to what would have been a solo kill for Armeo had it not been for Alphari's cannon barrage. Next, watch Core JJ. When Chime goes in, there is some follow-up from a Blaze Olive's Chime Kench, but Core JJ is in position to land a 3-man facebreaker that does 2 important things. It pulls a Blaze Olive back, preventing him from further threatening Jensen, and it pulls Stixxay forward, a little bit too close to TL, which forces him to rocket jump away. Unfortunately, Core gets blown up before he can get his Haymaker shield off, but he's already done his job in turning this fight. Lastly, let's take a closer look at that cannon barrage, because it did more than just steal a kill from his jungler. It's a little hard to see, but it's placed really well in the river, so that it slows down Licorice, preventing him from being able to follow up on Chime's engage, and then it slows down Chime and Ablaze Olive as they are trying to escape, allowing Jensen to hit his entire calling on Ablaze Olive to eventually take him down. Stixxay being forced to rocket jump early means Tactical can chase him down easily, also using his exhaust, and while Stixxay fails to flash over the wall, it really doesn't matter at all because the game is already over, and Tactical and Armeo would be able to flash after him anyway. Licorice hasn't been able to do anything in this entire fight, and eventually he gets chased down for the ace, and Team Liquid push down mid lane to win the game. This play starts off with TSM and C9 contesting the Elder Drake, but it turns into a super crazy ending to this game.
So they have a small window right now, trying to get the spears stacked up, trying to use Huni and Power of Evil his own.
I think it's the right play. Can TSM do it? Those questions. They're TPing in mid. They're TPing mid. It's Cloud9 saying they can end the game while TSM tries to take the dragon, and just like that, TP is channeled, PoE is out. This Elder Dragon should now always go Cloud9's way, but they're going to go for the game anyway. They've got both solo, so here comes the rest. It's going to be Huni teleporting down as well. One turret is gone. Nearly the kill on the Fudge. Zonya's forced for Perks, and Huni's got the damage. Huni's got the kills. Meanwhile, Varus is down on the other side. It's Olaf versus the world, but he's got too many javelins. The 1,000-pierced Berserker falls as Lost takes the kill, and TSM get to own the map. You gotta play for the Nexus turrets themselves, but the reinforcements aren't here for 10 seconds. They clear out the wave. Going. There's 4 minions left. They're going to dive in for as much of it as they can. They get the Guardian Angel down. They get one single kill, but it's traded back. Still onto the turrets. Fudge going to try his best, but Leona doesn't deal damage, and the Nexus will fall.
Just before Elder Dragon spawns, Cloud9 get the Baron and trade Vulcan for Spica, but Sven drops to 200 HP and has to recall. This creates some interesting discrepancies between the teams. Even though both teams have 4 players alive, TSM has a 4v3 on the map due to Sven's recall, and they want to take advantage of that. However, since Spica is dead, TSM does not have Smite to secure the Elder Dragon, but they do have Callista, and if Lost can get enough spears into the dragon, he can kill it with Rend before it gets into range for Blabber to smite it. This is where things really start to get crazy. Cloud9 has a minion wave pushing into TSM's base through mid lane. Fudge starts to teleport to it in order to get TSM to defend their base instead of contesting the Elder Dragon. Power of Evil responds with his own teleport, so there is now a 1v1 in TSM's base and a 3v3 in the river as Sven arrives to the fight. While the teleport is happening, Blabber and Perks are able to push the 3 TSM members away from the dragon, which importantly makes Lost lose his Rend stacks in the dragon. Without spears stacked up in the dragon, Cloud9 almost certainly will be able to secure the Elder with Blabber's smite. But C9 don't want the Elder, they want the Nexus. Perks now uses his teleport to get into the TSM base, and Huni responds with his own, so there is now a 2v2 in TSM's base and a 2v2 in the river. What happens next is that TSM just outplays C9 on both sides of the map. In the TSM base, Fudge tries to flash onto Power of Evil, but PoE has a very fast flash in response, so he just barely avoids the stun from Viego, and Perks also misses his Sleepy Trouble bubble. Power of Evil returns a lot of damage onto Fudge, and while Fudge is able to ult away from the shockwave, it does catch Perks in the middle of his portal jump. With Huni now joining the fight, Perks is forced into stasis, but Fudge and Perks are both too low to continue this fight. Perks gets immediately killed once out of the stasis, and Fudge runs out of the TSM base. TSM's mid lane inhibitor also respawned, which could have caused big problems for C9 if this fight was going more evenly, but with TSM winning the fight in the base, the inhib respawning doesn't have any effect on the outcome of this game. While the 2v2 is happening in TSM's base, there's another 2v2 back at the Dragon Pit. This one is looking a bit scarier for TSM, since Blabber's Olaf has been looking like the strongest champion in this game so far. Sword Art has a dangerously aggressive flash forward that basically means TSM win or lose this fight depending on whether or not Sword Art hits this Zenith Blade. Not only does it hit, but Sven also flashes a tiny bit too late, allowing Sword Art to follow his flash with just the Zenith Blade pulled. Lost also flashes forward to follow up on the engage, and Sven is chain stunned the entire time and goes down without being given the chance to do anything. The TSM duo has very quickly turned this into a 1v2. It still won't be an easy fight against Blabber's Olaf, but Lost has some very good movements to help them win. First, his flash forward also dodges the first axe from Blabber. Blabber follows the flash forward, and Lost kites away from him through the river. Lost looks like he's going to continue jumping to the left when he suddenly jumps up into the brush, dodging another axe from Blabber. Lost circles around him and starts jumping back down through the river and is able to create some distance before dodging yet another axe. Now not having the ult to prevent card control, Blabo gets stunned by Sword Art, and Lost is able to get the kill with Rend with 15 spears stacked in the Olaf. With 3 kills being picked up by TSM, they now have a 5v2 on the map, and rather than take the Elder Dragon, they choose to push for the Cloud9 Nexus, and are able to end the game just before C9's respawning members are able to stop it. Thank you for watching this week's episode of Hyperanalyzing LCS. Hit subscribe and come back next week to see my analysis of the final week of the regular season.